everyone. Happy Sunday. I am Rebecca from ChemKnits, and today we are gonna, oh dear, it's heavy. We're gonna unbox my huge haul from Wool2Dye4. Ow, I just popped that on my finger. So Wool2Dye4 is a supplier of bare yarns. They sell a lot of their yarn in 10 pack, or almost all of it in 10 packs, but they also sell things like mini skeins and have a few blank options, both double-stranded and single-stranded. So I got sort of a bunch of stuff for some upcoming projects there today. Now, you might be wondering why I'm ordering from them instead of Knit Picks when I usually order from Knit Picks. And the main reason is that you can get bare pre-wound mini skeins from Wool2Dye4. And so given that I have a series that will be coming up this summer that's going to focus on dyeing a bunch of mini skeins, I thought it would be easier for me to not have to wind them all myself. Just a lot easier. And I think that, the total cost per yarn is not that much more expensive to have them wound. To get a wholesale account with Wool2Dye4, you have to have an EIN, an employer identification number through the IRS. I'm not sure about if you're international, but you do have to be a registered business in order to set up a wholesale account. And then there's some discounts for that. You do have to pay for shipping, but I found that the wholesale discount sort of offsets the shipping cost. I did grab a little bit of Knit Picks yarn over here to just compare the packaging, but the main difference between say Wool2Dye4 and Knit Picks is that Knit Picks is mostly a retail company. Most of their customers are retail customers or maybe people that are dyeing on small scale, maybe except for me because I use them on a larger scale. But I like their products and I like using them because you can buy 20 skeins of bare yarn or just one. And so that's something that's readily available. Whereas with Wool2Dye4, you can buy anything. They have way more yarn-based options. And I think they even have yak and they have BFL and they have all kinds of beautiful stuff. But you have to buy 10 packs. But if you are a wholesale customer, you can get a sample of a single skein, but that only becomes available once you've created the wholesale account, I think. So that's sort of my overall thoughts. My affiliation with Wool2Dye4 is just that of a customer. I have no other relationship with the company. And as you guys know, I am a Knit Picks affiliate. And so I do, which means I do earn commission when people make purchases off of my links. But I wanted to sort of make this disclosure really full on, especially when I go and try to compare some of the things that I purchased to Knit Picks. So that makes sense. Oh, awesome. Okay. And so one other thing I do want to mention, since I was mentioning my Knit Picks relationship, right now they're having a huge sale. There's a blanket 15% off everything with the coupon code March15. This goes on, I think, until March 26th. And this coupon does stack with the bulk bare yarn discounts. So normally if you buy a 20 pack of yarn from Knit Picks, you save 15% off of the normal retail price. But now you can apply an additional 15% off coupon on that. So it's a good time to stock up, especially if you want to try things out. But I will drop my, nope, that is not the link. I'm going to drop a link for the sale into the chat right now. I also have one in the video description. I like to let you guys know these big site-wide coupons only come up a couple times a year. And so it's worth letting you all know. You guys are doing some sock stuff. All right, let's open this up. I think the other big thing, is a difference right off the bat, is with Wool2Dye4, there is a minimum 5 kilogram purchase. So 5 kilograms would be 50 skeins of yarn. And if you're dyeing a lot of yarn, that's not necessarily a huge deal at all. But if you are not dyeing a lot of yarn, then that can be a little daunting. Whereas with Knit Picks, you get free shipping if you spend $50. So, you know, it makes it hard to compare the pricing between the two, but I think ultimately a lot of the things that they offer are fairly different. So there is that. All right, let's open this up. Now, I always open up my packages upside down when I do these unboxings, so that way I'm not showing my address. I have ordered from Wool2Dye4 once in the past. I ordered, they had like a sampler of 3 sock yarns, and I've been very happy with how they dye. I know a lot of independent dyers source yarns from Wool2Dye4. And so, yeah, I think that it's a good place to look at. All right. Ooh, all right, so we've got a nice bag, which I'm assuming everything is in this bag. So I'm just gonna pull that out. This is what I get for opening it upside down. And, aha! Ooh, that looks real pretty right there. That looks real pretty. All right, so the first thing that I pulled out are some sock blanks. So Wool2Dye4 has some, I think they only have one double knit sock blank, which is in their platinum sock blend, which is 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. They come in packs of 5, but then they also have this same yarn in a single stranded blank. I think they have a sparkle yarn base with stellina in a single stranded blank. They have some sport blanks, whereas Knit Picks just has like the one blank. And so I do want to look at these sort of side by side to see if I can really tell a difference. Yeah, okay, so this is the platinum sock double stranded blank. I'm going to pull one out. So they come packaged in this sort of plastic bag with a little sticker on the front. And how many? So there's 463 yards for 100 grams, and Stroll is 462 yards for 100 grams. So I think that virtually they are going to be indistinguishable. Okay, so this is the Wool2Dye4 blank. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to tell the difference. And it looks like it is pretty much, the Knit Picks one is now on top. Yeah, they're like the exact same size. I think ultimately the Wool2Dye4 blanks are cheaper. So the Knit Picks blanks retail for $19.99 for a single blank, but there's that coupon right now, and I forget what, I should pull this up. Platinum sock blanks, this is the single thickness. I'm not logged into my wholesale account right now. You can get a bulk 20 pack of sock blanks from Knit Picks. So the set of 5 is $69 retail through Wool2Dye4. And so that is cheaper, even with accounting for shipping. It is still cheaper because 5 would be $100, well, just shy of $100 with Knit Picks. And so the yarn, what's the ply? How many plies are there? I believe Stroll is 4 ply. Platinum sock looks like it is also 4 ply. And so, I mean, I think that my rough take right now is that the Stroll has a bit more, and I don't know if you guys can see it. Stroll is a bit more bloomed. Okay, so this is the Wool2Dye4 blank, and this is the Stroll blank. And so you can kind of see the stitch definition a bit more on the Wool2Dye4 one than you can on the Stroll, if that makes any sense. So that's sort of the difference that like I can see right off the bat. but a lot of yarns will bloom and get a little fluffier when you dye with them. So I would say that these Wool2Dye4 blanks look wonderful. I will likely purchase them again because blanks can get real expensive really fast, and I'm excited to play around with some of their other blanks. So yeah, I am impressed. I think that one of the differences that we're going to see as we're going through, and this isn't like a better or worse thing, it's just everything from Knit Picks is individually packaged with a label. So each one of their sock blanks come in a package with one label that has all the information. In the Wool2Dye4, there were 5 in a package with the information on the outside. So there's that to keep in mind. But let's go through to the next stuff that I picked up. All right, let's see, we got, all right, so here we've got some platinum sock. Here's some 20-gram skeins of platinum sock. And these are packaged, this is sealed. So this is like, so this isn't a package that I can like reach into or untape. I'd have to break it to open it up. Okay, so let's see. I've got one that is platinum sock, 20 grams, 2. There should be, yes, platinum sock 20 grams. So that's 3. These come with 25 mini skeins in a package. So I have 75. And I think each package, yeah, so there's 25 minis in a package. So that's a lot, a lot of minis. I also got the platinum sock, which is the same that we had with the blanks. I have some 10-gram, which I believe they call micro skeins. And so I've got, let's see how many micros. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh no, I'm not in focus. 8 packs of 25 10-gram skeins. You can all do the math. Okay, fine. 8 times 25 is 200. So these are 200 mini skeins. And yeah, I am excited. So again, like, I mean, I would expect minis to come in sort of a package like this, but so they have a little label on the outside that says what they are. These are 24 yards per 10 grams. But we know that I think what there's 400, wait, there's 24 yards. Oh, this is platinum DK. I was like, that yardage didn't seem right. Okay, wait, so then how many did I get of the sock? Maybe I only got 7 of the sock? 1, 2, the sock are 46 yards per 10. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, can I just not count? Okay, I did get 8. I did get 8, but there was just another package in there. So yeah, so I have 8 of the 10-gram ones. All right. Now, I also got, this yarn base comes as a DK weight as well. And so for this project I'm doing, I wanted to be able to offer 2 different yarn weights. And so I have some platinum DK, which is again 75-25 superwash merino nylon. And so I've got that in some 20-gram skeins and some 10-gram skeins. There are a number of different yarn bases that you can get in micros and minis on Wool2Dye4, and I mean, this saves me probably, even with my skein winders, this saves me some hours of winding. I'm not entirely sure how I would be able to tell them apart. I mean, I can tell just visually the DK versus fingering. But let's open one up. That opened really easily. And let's take out one of these 10-gram micros. I'm curious about the tie situation. So let's see how many ties are on here. So I see the ends are tied together with one. And okay, so there are 2 ties on here, I believe. They just doesn't. Yeah, there's 2 ties on the micro skein. So that is pretty nice. Oh man, I'm foreseeing the twisting that I will be doing later. Sometimes when I do minis, I tend to do a little bit shorter skeins because then they're easier to twist up. But this I liked. And of course, so I don't know if the terminology I do is wrong because I sort of refer to anything that is smaller than 50 grams as just a mini skein. That's sort of how that's sort of how I tend to refer to them. But they, on their website, they call these 10-gram ones micros. And so I got a lot. Okay, so those are the DK in the 2 sizes. These are, oh dear, I'm gonna need like a basket or something to package those up. But, oh, and how does the yarn feel? The yarn feels nice and soft. I said, like I noted earlier, that it's not, it's a little more compressed than Stroll, but like I like the feel. It feels really nice and soft. I'm assuming that I have used a fair amount of this base over the years because I've purchased a lot of indie dyed yarn over the years, and I'm assuming like at one point I was like, I have a feeling I know where this yarn base comes from. Which I mean, I could have been wrong too, but it was just sort of an assumption from back in the day. How do you all use mini or micro skeins? That is a really good question. So I like to use mini skeins, and I was collecting a bunch of 5-gram ones for a while for a hexapuff quilt. I think I've only got maybe like 50 hexapuffs or something. Maybe even less, and I wanted like 1,000 for the thing I wanted to create. So we'll see if I might just need to turn it into like a tapestry and then call that project done. But a lot of people will use them for like sort of wild socks, or you can do some cool like sampler type projects and mix a bunch of different colors together. One thing that dyers can use them for is to do some gradient sets. So if you want to do a gradient, one way to do it would be to take a sock blank and dip dye it. But one of the things that you get there is you can get some modeling from the stitching, from the resists from the stitches in the blank itself. Now, I personally love that. I think that it is endearing, but some people prefer more like of a semi-solid or true solid for doing a gradient project. So one thing that you could do is you could dye a bunch of minis or micros and sort of get like a subtle color progression from them. And they're just not attached, so you would just have to link them in whatever project you're doing. But so it is certainly one way that you could create something for, like, if you wanted to make a fade pair of socks and you wanted to dye 3 different colorways, but you didn't want to use 100 grams each time, using these minis is something that can be useful. And so some of you guys know this, but the reason why I got all these minis and micros is this summer there is going to be we're going to have the 2019 Summer Mini Skein and Mini Series, which will be a series of, I think, 5 videos that will take place over the course of the week. The videos will come out in the evening, very similar to the Hanukkah special. And there are going to be some samplers that pre-orders will go up sometime, I think, in April. But there'll be some samplers that you can buy, so that way each night as you're watching the new video, you can unwrap a new mini skein of yarn and then play with it and swatch it and see how some of these different techniques might knit up. And so I think that it'll be a lot of fun. I'm really excited to start filming, and so I'm really glad that these arrived. The shipping was fast. I think I want to see if I'm putting this in my packing slip. Does it say the total weight? No, but oh, they did a thank you. What does it have the weight on here? No, I ordered a lot of stuff, but the shipping was only $18. Let me see if it says how heavy this is. Yeah, I don't know. The shipping was only $18 and it got here in 2 days, which was pretty nice. And so, ooh, I'm really excited to go through those goodies in a minute. And I'm really thankful for this bright packing slip too. You're close to having your beekeeper finished? Wow, that's awesome. Has anyone ever finished that quilt? Yes, they can be good for toes and heels. I think that some people, some chatter from like indie dyers, some people like to use even a 30-gram mini skein to like sell for socks and for toes and cuffs and heels. Since I'm not a big sock knitter, I don't have a good feel of what kind of yardage you need for that. But yeah, I think that there's a lot of fun that you can do with this. So, but yeah, for the summer mini skein mini series, stay tuned. I'll have, once the pre-orders are available, I will of course come and make an announcement. But patrons at the $5 and above level will get advance notice when the pre-sales are available. And so most of the samplers will be fingering weight, but there will be a few in DK weight available based on feedback from all of you. Yeah, you could do like color work stuff, definitely. I love to mix like a really variegated yarn with like a black. It looks like sort of stained glass. I think you've all seen like my hat and mittens that I like to wear. So there's a lot you can do. I use a lot of minis I like to make like little toys and stuff, little amigurumi. And so minis in different colors come in really handy for that. Good evening. Okay. Oh, yeah, let's get to what is in the rest of here. So those are the big packs, but I did get some samples. How many samples did I get? I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got 6 sample skeins. And these are ones that I just really wanted to feel. So one of my favorite fibers, and of course I don't pronounce things well, but one of my favorite fibers to spin with is BFL. I absolutely love it. And I have not dyed, I don't know if I've ever dyed it before. Yeah, I've just spun with it. And so Wool2Dye4 has a lot of BFL bases. So I got a bunch. What is this? Okay, so these samples come with little tags. These are cute tags that have the information on them, which I really like. I had a sample, like I got a sample set that had 3 skeins of stock yarn, and those each came in bags, the label on the bag. I like having the label on the yarn. I think that is really nice. I did hear that some of and I don't know if this is true, but if you get like a bag, so 10 skeins of one of them, they might come with different colored ties on them. So that way, like you can differentiate them already. So I'm not 100% sure on that because this is my first order and I didn't get bulk, but this is, okay. So this is the BFL silk sock. It's 55% BFL, superwash BFL, 45% silk. This has a beautiful, beautiful shimmer, which I'm not sure if you guys can appreciate, and it is so soft. So when I said BFL is my favorite to spin, BFL silk is probably my favorite to spin. I like silk blends because I think they spin really easily, but this is so much soft. Do I know how much you saved buying from this new supplier as opposed to my normal knit picks? So I think that it really depends. Because a bunch of the stuff that I got, with the exception of the sock blanks, everything else that I bought is stuff that Knit Picks does not carry. So like with the minis and stuff, the main thing I saved myself was time. But if I was to go to, and I'm not logged into my wholesale account right now. So if I was just going to go to Platinum Sock, so that would be, so I think that the price is very comparable to Knit Picks. Bear dye your own. I want the bulk. Okay, so a 20 pack of stroll fingering at Knit Picks right now is $152. At Wool2Dye4, the Platinum Sock, which is, you know, I would say the similar one, without the wholesale discount would be $160. So with the wholesale discount, I think the wholesale discounts range between, maybe they're around 15%. I forget if some can be as low as 10 and some maybe as high as 20. I would log in and check the wholesale pricing right now, but I'm not sure if, like, I would have to check to see if I'm I don't know. So the cost is pretty comparable. It's not like a significant difference there. And especially if you consider that you do have to pay for shipping from Wool2Dye4 and you don't from Knit Picks. And then Knit Picks sometimes has these other coupons. So I think sometimes it could be cheaper from one, sometimes for the other. With Knit Picks, you can buy, like, I think the main perk of Knit Picks is that you can get the discount pricing and buy just 20 or really just one. Whereas with Wool2Dye4, you have to commit to 10. And if you want to place the wholesale order, you have to buy at least 50 full skeins, basically. Or, I mean, they offer some 150 gram skeins. And so you have to have a minimum of 5 kilograms to get the wholesale pricing. So that is, I guess, something else to consider, that whenever you're placing your Wool2Dye4 order, you're making like a bigger financial commitment because you have to place that order in bulk, if that makes sense. And I should come back and see. Yeah, so this place, but there are some things where I think, so on that sock yarn, you know, they're pretty comparable. But for the blanks is where, like, there's the bigger difference, because I think the blanks start off retail on Wool2Dye4. You buy a pack of 5 for, I think that it ends up being around $13 each, plus shipping. Whereas on Knit Picks, if you were going to get 5, it would be like $99.95, and that would be free shipping. But you know, the blanks, the double-stranded blanks are cheaper on Wool2Dye4, and Wool2Dye4 has more options for the blanks as well. So I think that when it comes to like buying blanks, Wool2Dye4 is probably where, if I like these ones, then I might start going through them to get blanks in the future. Just because, like, even with, if I'm not placing a big enough order to justify it, they're like, the cost savings means that then, like, when I sell my blanks and stuff, it means that I can sell them for cheaper. Because when, I guess, so $13 retail, and then when I get them in bulk at Knit Picks, it's like $17, I think. So, you know, and then with the wholesale discount at Wool2Dye4, it ends up even cheaper. So you can get, Wool2Dye4 has multiple blank options. These that I purchased today are double-stranded. But I think that the only ones that are double-stranded is this one. They offer, I'll go and check right now. They offer a lot of single-stranded blanks. So they have the double-stranded knit blank in their platinum stock. They have single-stranded blank in platinum stock, single-stranded blank in platinum DK. No, sorry. Single-stranded blanks in 100% superwash merino DK. Single knit blanks in platinum DK. And then they have sparkle blanks that are single-stranded in the that are 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon, 5% stellina. So that's a lot more options for blanks. And now there are benefits and perks to making them yourself. But the biggest perk to buying them is that they unravel like a dream. And ones that you make yourself sometimes don't unravel necessarily as easily. So that's just something to consider. And I see Cindy, thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Oh no, I didn't. I'm wearing a dress. I didn't. I'll stand up so you can see the bottom. I did not dye this myself. This is like when I found this tie-dye print in like my uniform dress. It's got pockets. I had to buy it. It's like the my ChemKnits dress. Yes, so good morning. I am showing off my haul from Wool2Dye4, and I got a bunch of sample skeins. So presumably, so what I don't know is when you get the samples, they're limited to 1 per order. So I couldn't go and get like 3 of them, but then I could go and get a 10 pack of this on a future order if I wanted more. And oh, I like it. So how much? I think this was the most expensive one I got. The pricing for all of these is really great. And there isn't really a comp with KnitPicks because KnitPicks doesn't carry any BFL. All right, I got some lace. I think this is just 100% superwash Blueface Leicester. I'm not sure how you say it. In Massachusetts, we have a lot of like weird ways to say some of these names. Like we have Winchester, but then we have Worcester. So even though Worcester is spelled like Worcester, so I'm never sure how to pronounce things because things are strange out here. No, I do some tie-dye t-shirts. I do dye some t-shirts and stuff at times. And there's like one adult size medium one in the ChemKnits Creations Etsy shop right now. Just one. There might be like, I might add a couple onesies that I dyed and then the kids didn't wear those ones. Although I wouldn't be able to call them onesies because that's trademarked. Bodysuits, snap bodysuits in the future. I really enjoy doing tie-dye stuff. And so I actually have some tie-dye videos that I have to edit. So this is lace weight. This is real soft. I really, really like it. Let's see. What else do I have? This is, I just went and got a bunch of the BFL stuff. So this is just the 100% superwash BFL 4-ply BFL stocking. And so I think it's like a 4-ply. It's soft. It's definitely soft. Yeah, I mean, I like it. I'm trying to think if there's anything like super, super special to say. Yeah, so like Blueface Leicester, I don't know, but I like BFL, and so I'm excited to try to dye some of these. Maybe I'll have to, like, on one of the dye-along months, I'll just have to have, like, it all BFL focused. Okay, so this one, I tried to pick ones that were slightly different. Okay, so this is BFL High Twist. I like this one a lot. Ooh, okay, so I think this is a 2-ply. Yeah, oh, it even says on the tag how many plies it is. Okay, so this is 80% superwash BFL, 20% nylon, 2-ply, 400 yards per 100 grams. You can really, I'm not sure if you guys will be able to. Cheshire. Yeah. Oh gosh. Don't even. So my sister-in-law is British and I pronounce things wrong all the time. But it's really funny when we talk because like we'll both say something and then like it's just funny. I mean, she's American born, but she lives in the UK. And so it's not like she doesn't have a heavy British accent, but she definitely uses British pronunciations for a lot of things. And so it just makes things funny. Or like when we're emailing with the like spelling differences. But I like the BFL High Twist. Ooh, what's this one? Okay, so this is the BFL Platinum. So this is the 75/25 Superwash BFL nylon. It's 4-ply. Curious. I'm not sure if like I would be able to like be like, ooh, there's a difference between the feel of this and merino. I should have ordered a sample of just the platinum socks so that way I could do side by side. And so this is the problem a lot of dyers get into, I think. People that order from Wool2Dye4, they'll place an order, you know, check out, they'll get it, and they'll be like, oh, whoops, I wish I had one other thing. And it's like, oh, I don't want to place a whole order right now for just one thing. And so, what is that? And then the last one, check it out. This is a tweed. So it's BFL Donegal sock. It is a 2-ply, 85% BFL superwash, 15% Donegal neps. And it's really pretty. It's sort of an oatmeal color compared to, here's just the BFL Platinum. You can see that it starts off like, yeah, it's sort of like an oatmeal colored base versus being more off-white. But this is really, really, really cute and really soft. So yeah, all of these, and I have to say I'm kind of excited for the superwash lace. I have some lace that I want to dye, but yeah, I'm just nervous about like it felting and getting tangled and stuff. So yeah, these were the glorious samples that I got. I think that if I was going to place an order in the future, I could, if I decide that if I end up placing another Wool2Dye4 order in the future and decide to do some samples, maybe I'll like send out being like, hey, is there anything you think I should try? So that way, like I could let you know. But I mean, this video is in no way sponsored by Wool2Dye4. I'm just a customer. That's the limit of my relationship with them. I mean, Wool2Dye4. I mean, feel free to reach out if you want to change that. I'm happy to talk. But I think that the customer base, I think, is a little different. Like Wool2Dye4's customer base are indie dyers. They don't, they sell yarn in bulk. And so people that have like a business are more likely to purchase from them than say a home dyer who might just be dyeing for themselves and not necessarily selling anything. So I think that and ultimately, I think one reason why I keep going back to knit picks is that I think it's a little bit more accessible to more of my viewers, because you can go and just buy one skein or $50 worth and get free shipping and get like a variety of different things versus going at Wool2Dye4. The options for single skeins are usually like to get less than 10. They have some limited offerings sometimes, which you can see under, I think, promotion. Yeah, if you go on the Wool2Dye4 website, under the promotion tab, you can see like they have some sample skeins, and they have like a sample pack, 3 fibers and sport weight. And they tell you the 3 that they would send you. And they have like a DK sample pack as well. And so that is the purchase that I made with them previously. So that way I could just test things out and sort of expand my horizon a bit. But when I was starting out and I wasn't buying bare yarns in bulk, I started going with knit picks because it was less intimidating for me to just, if I needed to make a project, I could add a couple skeins of bare yarn, play around with it, and then sort of go from there. So then when I started scaling up, I knew knit picks bases so well, so it made sense for me to go scale them up. And then I was like, oh, I can join this affiliate program and make some commissions off of something I'm using anyway. And so that was like a sort of like a win-win-win all around. And yeah, but I do have, gosh, on ChemKnits, like a post that is still fairly popular. It was like a where to buy bare yarns post. Like when I started, I went and I was looking at all the different sites that I could find online. I think this was before I had even joined Ravelry. I was just going and doing some like Google mining, looking for different suppliers of bare yarn. But I think of a lot of the ones that I found, I mean, I think Ashford, and I'm not sure of what, no, not Ashford, Ashland Bay. They sell a lot of bare yarns. I'm not sure about their pricing because you have to like contact them to inquire. That's like another popular supplier for a lot of larger scale dyers in the U.S. I think. But one of the things that intrigues me, I think a lot about Wool2Dye4 is just the sheer number of yarns that they offer. They have over 100, well over, maybe even close to 200 different yarn bases. You know, and so that's just a lot to choose from. Whereas Knit Picks, maybe they have closer to like 30. I'm not sure. So there's that, but there's some comments that I can't read. Does anyone know any Canadian suppliers of undyed yarn? I don't remember off the top of my head. On my where to buy bare yarn, I'm going to drop a link to the post, the updated one. I believe that there's some Canadian sources that I have in here. I'm going to drop that link into the chat. Yeah, so I think Elite Spun is one in Canada, and Yarn Undyed also ships to Canada. I mean, I know Knit Picks ships to Canada too. And so, but yeah, as far as Canadian based, one place that you could find out is if you are a member of the ChemKnits Lab Facebook group. There are a lot of Canadian and European and Australian dyers in there, and so they often have different suggestions for suppliers in like other areas of the world because I'm less aware of that. But yeah, this was a post. So the post I just linked to was like, I was just going through and sort of looking at a bunch of different bare yarn options. And yeah, so there is that. But I really enjoy, like, I can't tell you how much time I have spent on the Wool2Dye4 website not purchasing yarn. And so I was really excited to finally like commit to purchasing the order because I would fill up my cart with so much stuff and be like, ooh, okay, like I should get registered, set up my wholesale account. And, you know, getting registered as a business, like, I mean, check your local laws and stuff. It was actually like really, really easy to do where I live. And then it was really fast to get the EIN from the IRS. And so then I think like within a day, my wholesale account was set up. And so and they were really, really like nice. They, on my invoice, they did like a little thank you, handwritten thank you. And so like, I appreciate it. They're a small, I mean, I'm not sure how small, but it's a small business. And so it's pretty awesome. And so, I mean, I consider like, I mean, maybe they're medium businesses. I don't know. Like they're definitely bigger than like someone who's running an Etsy shop. But yeah, I am sort of excited to sort of bring in a little more options and a little more variety. And so I'm excited to play around with that. I'm not planning on changing like where I get the bulk of my yarn bases unless like I fall in love with something else. But because, you know, like I love Stroll like a lot, but I think that the place where I might start shifting is with unless you know, Knit Picks has like another great, like they had like a clearance on sock legs at one point. but I might start getting, the thing that might get me with Wool2Dye4 a lot are the blanks and then the mini and micro skeins. Because, you know, this, and I forget what the markup is for, so if I look at a mini skein, let's look at platinum sock, and let's look up platinum sock yarn. Okay, so a kilogram of platinum stock yarn retail is $80.46. And so, okay, and it's about $90.46 for that's the DK. So it's about a $10 markup per 2 bags. Yeah, so this would be the equivalent of 10 full skeins. So it's about a $10 markup, and given that it would take me hours to wind this, that's worth it. So if that makes some sense. So there's definitely, you know, a markup, just like it can be cheaper to wind your own sock blanks versus buying them. But sometimes if you want to do a lot of them, considering the amount of time that you need to put in, that's something to consider. But I think that the main reason for me to do a DIY sock blank these days is if I want a tube for an awesome video like the donut dyeing ones, or if I want to use yarns that are different from, say, Stroll. And so, yeah, I mean, I'm not entirely sure why. I guess I picked the platinum yarn because it came in both fingering and DK, with the same fiber content. And yeah, so I think that I went for it because of that, because I wanted something that had nylon in it, so it could be used, so it had that strength for socks or something versus just doing a superwash merino. And so that's sort of why I went and picked that one. But yeah, I'm really excited. I mean, they have a lot of just so many different, let's see, by fiber. So yeah, they have 10 different options with yak, 19 with alpaca, 15 with BFL, 24 with cashmere and mohair, 6 with cellulose fibers. I haven't checked those out. They have 122 with merino, 46 with silk, 2 of camel. Ooh. They have they have silk camel 50-50 that is in lace weight and stock weight. So they have a merino bamboo, they have an alpaca silk linen, they have 100% cotton, they have a merino cotton. Oh, I wish I had gotten that. Yeah, see, blends and things for next time. So I think that you could spend a really, really long time playing around on their website. I think of the new ones, the one I am the most excited for is this BFL silk sock. I think this is the one that excites me the most by far of these sample ones. I think it is beautiful and it is just lusciously soft. I don't have a skein of gloss anywhere, but I like that it's superwash. So that's nice. And I also really like this tweed one. So I'm just excited. I couldn't help myself with just adding a bunch of BFL samples. When I saw that, I was like, oh, ooh, wholesale customers can do that. Because when you sign in, and now I'll finally sign in, when you sign into their website as a wholesale customer, suddenly suddenly there's a new sort of tab on the sidebar that says wholesale samples. And so I think that there's not all the yarn bases are available there, but they have sample skeins for about 50, sample hanks of 52 of their yarn bases available to wholesale customers only. And so it does say only one skein of each type per customer, please. So I'm assuming that I'm not supposed to get a sample of the same one in the future. But yeah, I mean, I'm not sure it would be like a huge problem, but they don't want people like they have like they don't want people to just sort of like go and just buy like 5 or 3 or buy off numbers, because I think it's a lot easier for them to go and say like, okay, I need this number of bags for this box of this kind of bag versus pulling and counting individuals. But yeah, I ordered this. When did I order this? I ordered this on the 19th and it arrived on Friday. So I ordered it on the 19th and it arrived on the 22nd. That's really fast. Really, really fast. And so I am really, really happy, and I'm really excited to start playing around and really sitting down and planning what I'm going to do with all these minis for my mini skein mini series that's going to come out this summer. And just like with the Hanukkah one, like the videos will all be available for free for everybody on the YouTube channel. And yeah, I think I'm going to have 2 different, like I'm just sort of like brainstorming, but I'm probably going to have 2 different sampler size options, a 100-gram one and a 50-gram one. So that way, like there's a more like affordable option. But yeah, I just have to, I'm really excited to, with like, there's definitely some techniques that I'm planning to do that maybe aren't something that you could only do with mini skeins, but I'm excited to play around with it. I started this channel dyeing mini skeins. A lot of them were like 3-gram or 4-gram or 7-gram. I didn't even weigh them. I just randomly, I had 1 hank of Knit Picks Bare Palette yarn, and I tried to stretch it out for as many videos as I could. And then slowly I started to do more full skeins versus minis and start like building up this like stash of mine. And so yeah, it's just, if you want to play around with something and you don't know if it'll work, use a mini. Like it's more cost effective and it feels a little bit less scary than going off and doing it on a 100-gram skein. Especially if you're dyeing for yourself and you don't want to commit to a sweater's worth of yarn until you know what you want to do. You're a little bit late. Like I'll be wrapping up in a minute, but I have a pretty nice haul over here from Wool2Dye4. Whoops, it was my first wholesale order with them, and I'm happy. And I was just going through like the main reasons why I decided to make the order with them was, well, I'd been eyeing their more affordable sock blanks for a really long time. But the other reason is that they sell bare, mini, and micro skeins. And I think, so they only have 6 kinds of micro skeins, and they have 10, and so their micros are 10 grams each, and they have 10 kinds of mini skeins in a variety, I think, of sock weight, and they're all like superwash merino. Some have nylon, maybe some have stellina, but so those are the ones that they offer in the minis. So with Wool2Dye4, their minis are 20 grams and their micros are 10. But I personally, when I'm talking about stuff, refer to anything smaller than, say, 50 grams as a mini skein. So, like, I call the 5-gram samplers mini skeins that I did in my Hanukkah sampler. So I'm not sure if I'm going to change my terminology going forward or not yet. But yeah, so there's are 10 and 20, and they come 25 to a package. And I'm really actually happy that these are not like open bags, so they're not spilling out. Yeah, these look so pretty. I'm a little nervous. But I'm also really, really excited to play around with this. I like being able to challenge myself. I like having a theme for some of these special series. And like in Hanukkah, last year for Hanukkah, I decided to play with 8 different luxury yarn bases that I had never dyed before. And I thought that that was a really fun thing for me to, so some of the techniques weren't necessarily new, but the way they absorbed these fibers was new to me. And so that was really, really fun. I am planning to do another Hanukkah special this year. I have not yet decided yet if I'm going to do a variety of yarn bases like last time, or if I'm going to stick with one base. So there's definitely pluses and minuses to both. Like the plus is that when I used all these different yarn bases, the people who got the sampler could feel and touch 8 different yarn bases that maybe they hadn't played with before. But it's hard when you have a bunch of yarns that are fingering weight through, I think the heaviest one may have been like DK and Sport. I don't think there was anything worsted in there. When you're playing with all those bases, then you know it's hard to mix them together in a single project. And so yeah, so it's sort of, that's one of the things that I'll probably pull patrons on that before I start planning for Hanukkah next time. But yeah, I hope to, as I said, I hope that pre-sales will probably go up. My current guess is pre-sales will go up sometime in April, and I'll ship sometime in June, and then sometime mid to late July will be the summer special. Is my rough estimate right now for how that's going to go down. But I am really, really excited. So make sure that you're subscribed to the ChemKnits Tutorials YouTube channel, and tap that bell icon to turn on notifications so you don't miss any live streams or videos. And especially if I'm going to be doing announcements, you want to see those. So definitely make sure that you are subscribed. And I love my little like DNA knit mug. This is in my Zazzle merchandise shop. I had considered, well, I can talk about like merchandising stuff another time, but I really, really like these big mugs, these large mugs from Zazzle. And there's this one, and then there's the logo mug, and you can find links with that in this video description. And I think that they're also in the iCard as well. And so, but yeah, these are like the size and shape and heft are really, really wonderful. But thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out. I hope you guys enjoyed this little Wool2Dye4 haul or large. I definitely went over the 5 kilograms, especially when adding in these sample skeins. Like I think I may not have even needed to add the blanks, but I really, really wanted to. I thought that that would be really, really fun. And again, whoops, that is not the link I wanted to drop in. When am I showing off my latest dyed skeins? I'll get to that. But again, KnitPicks has a blanket 15% off with the code March15. See their website for full details. The affiliate link that I just dropped in the chat will take you to the sale page so you can see all the details. And so, yeah, that is, it is a nice way. Like, as an affiliate, I do get commissions off of it, but you are under no obligation to click on my link. You can go straight to their website and use the coupon code. When am I showing off my latest dyed skeins? I think that the best way to see what I've been dyeing recently you can follow me on Instagram and Facebook. I usually everything that gets posted on Instagram also goes on Facebook. I'm just at ChemKnits on Instagram, and on Facebook, it's facebook.com/ChemKnits. And then, yeah, and sometimes you can get sneak peeks of for some content coming up through the ChemKnits Creations Etsy store. A lot of times yarn ends up in the shop before the videos have been published. And so it's sort of a fun way that you can you can get a little bit of a sneak peek of what's coming up. I never add anything to the shop until the video has been edited, and I have a large bag of stuff that I have to edit and upload. Like edit, export, upload, annotate, and then I can add it to the shop. But I do give one of the perks that ChemKnits patrons can get through my Patreon is I give one of the reward tiers. You can get advance notice when I'm going to do a shop restock. And so I give about 24 hours, sometimes a little more notice of when I will be adding new things to the shop, sometimes a sneak peek of what might be going in, because I know sometimes there's yarns that a bunch of people really want. And so, yeah, they get just get the advance notice. But there should be a bunch of slots in the sampler that I don't think it would sell out from just the patrons. So, yes, that's sort of where things go. I will not be giving any sneak peeks of the yarn that I'm dyeing for the summer sampler series because I don't like to do spoilers for things like that when people will be unwrapping it. And I also don't do spoilers for yarns that are going to sponsors of Dye Pot Weekly episodes. Currently, like, individuals can sponsor episodes and get shout outs and stuff, and that's pretty cool. But sometimes, like, some of the yarns are so cool, but I don't want to give a spoiler. I want to make sure that they get, like, the first, like, look and sneak peek at that yarn, you know? And so I think that's fun. But, oh yeah, my pleasure. But yeah, so thank you guys so much for tuning in. This was a lot of fun. I am excited and overwhelmed by the sheer volume of all of these minis. I'm glad that there's 2 ties on each of them. I have no idea how I'm gonna, like, if I have like 25 of these in a dye pan, how I'm gonna manage and flip and do all that. But you know, that's gonna be part of the fun of these videos, right? We're gonna see, like, me mess up, get messy, make mistakes, go all Miss Frizzle, and yeah, we'll just have a lot of fun. I'm really glad that it's all here. Oh, thank you so much. I really, really love doing this and chatting and hanging out, and doing all these videos. And yeah, I think that it is a lot of fun. But yeah, I should sign off because I have a feeling that a kiddo is about to come down very, very soon because nap time is over. And hey, we didn't get interrupted today. So I think that that is awesome. But yeah, thank you guys so much for joining me today. I love, you guys make opening stuff up a lot of fun. It's really nice to share it with people who can appreciate it. And yeah, oh, here comes Lucas. All right, I will see you guys all soon. Bye, everyone.